Good afternoon on what is a cool, grey, and damp day. It is Tuesday, the 3rd of September. I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And if not a box to unbox, at least a book to unpackage, since I don't really have a book large enough for this book. So I'm just going to do a standard kind of packaging. It's nicely secure. Um, it's actually open. There we go. And for the people who have watched these videos before, you may recognise the style of this book. I've got 2 volumes in this series so far. They're both for At the Mountains of Madness. And they are both published by Free League Publishing. This is the Dunwich Horror, part of the so it's basically the Lovecraft fiction range published by Free League Publishing, and then illustrated by François Baranger. So we have an image here of, say, the Dunwich Horror itself became between Lammas and the Equinox in 1928. Dr. Armitage was among those who witnessed its monstrous prologue. Um, the Dunwich Horror, illustrated by François Baranger. In the remote Massachusetts village of Dunwich, lost in the depths of the inhospitable countryside with its dark, bramble-covered valleys, ancient witch stories live on, and strange underground noises sometimes echo beneath the hills, topped by mysterious stone circles. On an isolated farm in the area, the simple-minded Lavinia Whately gives birth to a child, Wilbur, whose father is unknown. Old Whately, Lavinia's father, raises Wilbur with the distrust of the locals, who are frightened by the child's rapid growth and repulsive face. Rumours of witchcraft have always circulated about old Whately, and after his death, Wilbur, as an adult, seems determined to increase the ungodly knowledge that was passed to him. To this end, he travels to Miskatonic University in Arkham to borrow the copy of the sinister Necronomicon that resides in its famous library. Professor Armitage, understanding the malicious intentions of his visitor, refuses to grant his request. Determined to get the book, Wilbur tries to break into the library at night, triggering a series of tragic events. François Baranger, an illustrator with experience working in both film and gaming industries, was fascinated early on by Lovecraft's creatures and visions, which populated the darkest recesses of fantasy. Having previously illustrated The Call of Cthulhu and At the Mountains of Madness to great acclaim, this book is the latest adaptation and a must-have for any Lovecraft fan. Go. And you can see basically nice dark artwork, but it really kind of um, looming and glooming, as it were. Um, obviously, the story itself is relatively short, but what these books do is essentially bring the story to life with some absolutely fantastic artwork. And here we have the first pieces of those. One of those wooden covered bridges that you find in the northeast, in Massachusetts, in this case in Lovecraft country. And there we have a view over those bramble covered valleys and stone circle topped hills, looking down over, presumably that is Dunwich in the distance. And yes, indeed, we do have a shot of one of those stone circles. Prayer meeting, presumably. Then village in various times of the year, and this will be the Whately Farm. The hills looming over there, just under the text. There, out. One of those dread ceremonies. Bonfire is lit and prayers are performed. And is that young Wilbur himself growing up on the mouldering family farm. And here on the streets of Dunwich, and at deathbed of old man Whately, following which Wilbur himself goes out to commune with the ungodly deities that the family worships. In search of new knowledge here, obviously attending Miskatonic University in the town of Arkham. He is making his extraordinary studies and presumably going to make his extraordinary quest of Professor Armitage. There we have signs of the dread break-in he is forced to commit when his request is denied. All its ghastly glory. Bubble away there. Much to the basically a perturbed state of the police. This is a fantastic book, really superbly illustrating the story. Back out, he was forced to flee back to his home town, where encounter the blasted heath and perhaps even the vengeance of the deity himself, which he and his grandfather worshipped, and encouraged his grandson to follow in his footsteps. And just some of the mysteries and secrets, I'm presuming, that the knowledge opens up. What will Professor Armitage and his cohorts do about the situation? Well, they are forced to drive to Dunwich. They're driving into the town under one of those boxed bridges. And with the rest of the townsfolk, they go out to the farm, fearful of what horrors they will find, such as this. And Dr. Armitage is forced to confront and banish. Before being forced to flee the area, turn to muse upon the encounter back at Miskatonic University. And here we have biographies of both H.P. Lovecraft and then the illustrator himself, François Baranger. Yeah, that is The Dunwich Horror by H.P. Lovecraft, illustrated by François Baranger. That is fantastic. That's a lovely looking book. If you're a Lovecraft fan, if you love the fiction, you're going to want this on your shelf. It's a lovely addition to the library. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with typically with a box, but unfortunately not one large enough to hold this book, which normally I will unbox and then chat about to the best extent of my knowledge, whether that's a role-playing game, supplement, or in this case, an illustrated story, for the best part of 10 minutes or so, best extent of my knowledge. All, of course, accompanied by a nice cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.